Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating and complex world of Elvis Presley's finances and his relationship with his infamous manager, Colonel Tom Parker. Today, we'll explore how the king of rock and roll went from rags to riches and back again, all while under the watchful eye of one of the most controversial figures in music history. In 1954, a young Elvis Presley burst onto the music scene, his raw talent and charisma catching the attention of both fans and industry insiders alike. By 1955, Elvis had already made a name for himself regionally, but it was his fateful meeting with Colonel Tom Parker that would change the course of his career and his finances forever. Parker, a former carnival promoter with a shady past, saw in Elvis the potential for unprecedented success. In August 1955, he signed on as an advisor to Elvis, working alongside his then-manager Bob Neal. Parker's first major move was negotiating Elvis's transfer from Sun Records to RCA for the astronomical sum of $40,000, equivalent to about $436,000 today. By 1956, Parker had maneuvered himself into the position of Elvis's sole manager, a role he would maintain until well after the singer's death. Parker's approach to managing Elvis was unprecedented in its scope and ambition. He saw Elvis not just as a musician, but as a brand to be exploited across multiple platforms. Under Parker's guidance, Elvis's career exploded. Hit records, movies, and television appearances followed in rapid succession. But even as Elvis's star rose, questions began to emerge about the financial arrangements between the star and his manager. As Elvis's fame grew, so did his earnings, and Parker's cut. Initially taking the standard 10 to 15% manager's fee, Parker gradually increased his share until he was pocketing a staggering 50% of Elvis's earnings. This arrangement, virtually unheard of in the industry, would have long-lasting consequences for Elvis's finances. Despite earning vast sums of money throughout his career, some estimates put his lifetime earnings at around $1 billion. Elvis was often cash poor. His lavish spending habits, combined with Parker's exorbitant fees, meant that by the time of his death in 1977, Elvis had only $4.9 million in his bank account. If you're finding this exploration of Elvis's financial journey intriguing, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you these in-depth looks at music history's most fascinating stories. One of Parker's most innovative and lucrative strategies was his approach to merchandising. In 1956, he signed a $40,000 deal with a Beverly Hills movie merchandiser, launching the first all-out merchandising campaign aimed at the teen market. Within months, over 50 different Elvis-themed products flooded the market, from charm bracelets and bubblegum cards to record players and lipsticks. By the end of 1957, Elvis merchandise had grossed over $22 million. In an era before widespread celebrity endorsements, Parker had created a blueprint for marketing that would influence the music industry for decades to come. As Elvis's movie career waned in the late 1960s, Parker negotiated a deal for a Las Vegas residency. On the surface, the deal seemed impressive, $100,000 to $130,000 a week. However, the reality was less glamorous. Elvis had to cover the costs of his band, backup singers, and costumes from this fee, significantly reducing his take-home pay. Moreover, the casino was the real winner in this arrangement. They earned twice as much from ticket sales and drinks as Elvis did from his performances. This deal exemplified Parker's approach to Elvis's career, prioritizing short-term gains over long-term financial stability and artistic growth. Perhaps the most significant impact of Parker's management on Elvis's finances was the opportunities missed. Parker consistently steered Elvis away from projects that could have enhanced both his artistic legacy and his bank account. Most notably, Parker refused to allow Elvis to tour overseas, citing security concerns. In reality, it's believed that Parker, an illegal immigrant from the Netherlands, feared he wouldn't be allowed back into the United States if he left. This decision cost Elvis millions in potential earnings and deprived international fans of seeing their idol perform live. As Elvis's health declined in the 1970s, Parker pushed him to maintain a grueling performance schedule. The manager's gambling addiction, coupled with his 50% cut of Elvis's earnings, meant he was always in need of more money. Elvis, naive in financial matters and unassertive off-stage, was unable to stand up to Parker's demands. By the mid-1970s, Elvis was performing up to 168 concerts a year, often in a drug-induced haze. His once powerful voice was failing, and his legendary stage presence was a shadow of its former self. Yet the shows continued, driven by Parker's insatiable need for cash. Elvis's death in 1977 didn't end Parker's control over his finances. In a move that shocked many, Parker convinced Elvis's father, Vernon, to sign over control of Elvis's career to him, even though Elvis was no longer alive. Parker saw Elvis's death as just another marketing opportunity, continuing to profit from the singer's legacy. However, Parker's reign was coming to an end. In 1979, following Vernon Presley's death, an investigation into the estate's finances revealed the extent of Parker's financial exploitation. The report found that Parker's 50% fee was far above industry standards, and that his actions had cost Elvis a nine-figure sum over the years. In 1982, the Presley estate took Parker to court. The lawsuit exposed years of financial mismanagement and exploitation. Parker, facing the loss of his cash cow, agreed to an out-of-court settlement in 1983. He was paid $2 million in exchange for turning over any audio and video recordings he had of Elvis. This settlement effectively ended Parker's involvement with the Elvis business. Free from Parker's influence, the Presley estate was able to turn things around. By 2020, the estate's net worth was estimated at $400 to $500 million. The story of Elvis Presley and Colonel Tom Parker is a cautionary tale about the importance of financial literacy and the dangers of unchecked power in the entertainment industry. Elvis, for all his talent and success, was ultimately a victim of his own naivety and Parker's ruthless business practices. Yet it's also a testament to the enduring power of Elvis's music and image. Despite years of mismanagement, the Elvis brand remains strong, generating millions in revenue decades after his death. In conclusion, the financial history of Elvis Presley is as complex and dramatic as his music career. From the highs of unprecedented success to the lows of financial exploitation, Elvis's journey serves as both a warning and an inspiration to artists today. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Elvis's financial legacy. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating stories from music history. Until next time, keep on rockin'.